Hello everybody, I'm Raphael Perry and I find myself once again delving into Steve Jackson's realm of sorcery. Now, at some point, I'm going to have to go back and pick up Creature of Havoc again and try and finish it, because it's actually been about 3 months now. That's far too long, so I'll probably watch the last video before resuming it. Right, let's press on with our quest then. Now, at this point, I'm wanting to reach across into this region here of Kakabad, north of the river. I don't think I could really angle the beacon. I could maybe get a little bit here, but it's not going to make a massive difference one way or the other. So, as I mentioned before, I can't really change the angle of the beacon unless I come back across the bridge again. And to keep the bridge in it, I could angle here, which would get me to about here. Yes, it's good enough, you know. So onwards then. You continue across the endless plain, and the grass turns to dust as you go. As the morning moves on, the wind begins to rise. The road is barely visible through the dust. A few scattered bones line the path. I will absolutely look at those. You pick over a few of the bones. Thin femurs, long arms, elven most likely, or black elf. The wind has scoured them dry. You march forwards. Oh no! Compass directions, you say? Well, then we go north, don't we? And then we'll explore all the way down here. We'll try and explore everything. Now, we are in the present again instead of the past. The fire serpent is pursuing us and intends to ambush us when we rest, at which point we will utilize our knowledge that its weakness is sand, and we will want to cast the quicksand spell. Or just throw our sand at it. Mud. Does the quicksand count as sand? I don't know, but it would certainly be interesting. Right then. Wait, what? You abandon the road and walk across the empty plain. It is hot now. You're starting to sweat under your cloak. I'm literally on a road. You continue to walk. I mean, what? Was it this road I was supposed to... Okay, I'm on a path. I want to go everywhere, do everything, find everything, see everything. Obviously, I can't do that. But I can try. You walk on across the wastes until you meet the edge of an old road. The sun has reached its highest point now. Out of the shade, the air is baking hot. You stop suddenly as you notice a movement in the distance. 3 shapes are approaching rapidly across the plain, throwing up a thick cloud of dust as they move. As you watch, they turn and head towards you. Do I think they're going to be 3 of the 7 serpents? I find that highly unlikely. Hide, hail them, walk on. Is that walk on towards them, or walk away from them and... I'll greet them. See how badly this could... Centaurs? Ooh. You raise a hand to hail the approaching figures, to discover they are tall, thick-set centaurs. And very chaotic looking too, and look at the great big spiky mane of hair and the earrings and the spiked braces. Very, no, a little thin here, very thin here. That's a very meaty thigh. Oh, there are 2 more centaurs down there, yeah. "Ho there, stranger," calls their leader, pulling himself up to a halt. "We are Baklands horsemen." I'm not going to obviously point out their centaurs, that's obvious. So, look, your centaurs, not men. Horse men, right? Man horse. Look, if they want to ride around or gallop around claiming themselves to be the horsemen of the Baklands, I'm not going to complain. Greetings! The centaur unslings a bow and fires an arrow into the dirt by your feet as a warning to come no closer. He notches a second arrow, aiming somewhat higher this time. Now tell me, what is your purpose here in the living misery that is Badubak? You know what? I'm tempted to be extremely honest with these chaotic-looking centaurs, because I don't think they're going to understand too much of it anyway, right? I am on a mission. You reply boldly. A mission? The centaur laughs. What mission could take you out here? There is nothing here to find. I'm on my way to Mampang. As soon as the words leave your lips, you see the effect. The two remaining centaurs stiffen up. The centaur at the back of the group canters forward. This must be him, he mutters, not quiet enough for you not to hear. The one the serpent spoke of. You have spoken to the serpents? You know of the serpents. You've spoken to the serpents. That's like a direct, I know all about it. You're on the other side. This, you know about the serpents. That might get some information out of them about the serpents. You know of the 7 serpents? You demand quickly. The centaur nods. This lands are ours. Nothing crosses without our knowing. Then tell me what you know. Happily. We will tell you everything, the head centaur replies with a booming laugh. Every man deserves to know how he will die. I don't know if I'm going to get both of these. I should ask about their weaknesses, but that's implying I'm definitely an enemy. Where can I find the serpents? The serpents have scattered across the plains, the centaur replies, and some are rushing to Mampang to deliver their message, while others lie in wait to hunt you down. The moon serpent is near here, one of the other centaurs says. In the mountains to the east. The furthest centaur kicks the ground and grumbles, clearly unhappy that they are talking to you. Do you know the 7 serpents' weaknesses? The centaur shakes his mane. You mistake us. We patrol these plains, but we are not wizards. We do not know the ways of magic. But perhaps you have heard something. You suggest. We know little, the serpent replies. Well, the centaur replies. Sorry. Except that the air serpent is a weak body when it is in its gaseous form. Huff, huff, huff and puff, huff. You nod your head in thanks. I need to find them all. Chin Pokemon, got to get 'em all. The centaurs nod. That might yet be possible. The Baklands are a strange place. They shift and change. The very earth itself is cursed. Many who try to rush across find themselves only turning in circles. The serpents have crossed once before, but they may be slow in returning. The centaurs are looking increasingly restless. Enough talking. Thank you, you nod. You have been most helpful. The centaurs bow their heads and wait for you to go. The arrow fired by the centaur into the dirt is still here. Shall I pull it free? I don't think they're gonna... Taking the arrow with me, theoretically wise. Angering them by pulling the arrow free, as it's clearly a statement of intent, of it's a warning. Not so wise. I will. I think I get the opportunity. You tug the arrow from the dirt. The shaft is as thick as your finger, the metal tip the size of a whetstone. You slide it into your pack as a souvenir. You nod in farewell to the centaurs. You stride on. The size of a whetstone? That's, for an arrowhead, that's actually pretty large. You found 2 new clues and another clue has been updated. Well, well, well. Which clue has been updated? Well, the moon serpent is waiting in the Badubak Mountains. And the air serpent's weakness leaves its body as a gas. Its body is vulnerable. Right. So, the mountains... this mountainous ridge. I imagine we're wanting to get to here or here. We're going to go to one of these. I want to go all the way around. I don't want to go this way. I want to go this way, right? I want to see these things. Honestly, at this point, my memory of this book is very limited. I remember arriving. I remember meeting Aliana once again, somewhere out here in a hut. And it wasn't as the sorceress we met here. I remember the serpent ring being really useful against one of them. I remember the time serpent being the last one to meet and the hardest one to fight. And I think I can use this beacon to change stuff similar to this beacon here. But I can't remember how. Right, so I want to go to these places. I want to explore them. I want to go to here, then along this road. But this goes right past, so I think I'll have to go this way. You leave the road and cut across the wind-swept plain. The afternoon is starting to draw on. A small patch of stones is covered by yellow moss, much like the one you tried earlier. I'll gather the moss and hope it's not poisonous. You gather up a handful of moss. It is much like the last bunch you ate. I'll chew it a bit. You chew through the moss, feeling much better for it. You continue on your way. Yes, yes! Here to this arrangement of stones on the hilltop. You walk for half an hour across the dusty plains, watching for signs of life. There are none. Days are short out here, the evening is drawing in. Soon it will be dark. You climb up to a low rocky rise. Not a natural outcrop as you had first assumed, but rather a pile of large carved bricks over which the dust of many ages has blown. I could search for rubble, climb up rubble, cast a spell. I will search. You peer in between the larger stone blocks and shift a few smaller ones out of the way. You see nothing, then a glimpse of blue shines through. A gem? A small lizard scurries out from between two of the fallen blocks. I could cast a spell. Is there a spell that could make me stronger so I could shift the rocks? I'll reach for the blue gleam and hope it's nothing too bad. You try to squeeze your hand into a crack in the stone to reach the blue gleam of crystal, but it is still only just visible under the heap of large stones. You cannot get close enough to reach. Do I have something useful? You open your pack and look for something you can use to knock the crystal free. I'll use the centaur's hefty arrow. You pull out the large arrow fired at you by the lead centaur and you slip it between the rocks. You knock the crystal with the tip of the arrow into a gap between the stones where you should be able to reach it. I will take the blue crystal. I think this is similar to the blue crystal used in the first beacon, so I can use it in the second beacon to activate it probably. You touch the blue crystal and suddenly you feel yourself ascending. This was a beacon tower! I see. Oh, what is this? Fast travel? Wait. Oh, can I then travel back across? See, can I come here, move the beacon, and then use the crystal to teleport across to there? That seems like a really stupid idea, but entirely possible. A moment later you are tumbling downwards from the sky, the wind rushing past your face. You are certain to shatter into 1,000 pieces, and then suddenly you're on the ground once more. You're back on top of the southern southwestern stone tower. The beacon is lit, its polished crystal eye blazing. I will adjust the beam. Right, obviously, I want a tree in the... Wait. This is my beam, right? It's shining like this. So why is that going dark? I don't want that dark. I want light. I want light. Hang on. I want light all the way out here. Do I want past over here? I'm not sure. It has been suggested... Oh, no, I don't want that. I want this. Yes. But I want to go back to the cave and the tree. And it would be really nice to catch that thief. Let's try that. You shift the beam around its track and then step back to regard its effects. I'm climbing down the tower. With the beacon blazing away, you swing yourself over the battlement once more. Now, some of the serpents are rushing, so I don't want to dally around here too much. But she did say come back, didn't she? You climb down to the ground. You march onwards. Well, I'm wanting to cut across straight to here. It would be nice to try and catch that thief. If he steals my stuff again, that would be bad. But there's nowhere for him to hide this time. So the road turns to rock and stone. The sun has all but gone. Rock slit of a path. You are back by the pool of whirling air. I will absolutely move on. You continue to walk, but which way? Well, I'm blatantly going down this way to the Fishtail Rock. You make your way over the grass-covered rocks and boulders, following the trail where you can and scrambling the rest of the way. Night falls. You need to rest. You're back by the cave in the Fishtail Rock. I'll call out to Shadrach, just in case he's here. You try calling out for Shadrach once more, but nothing more happens. Wherever he is, whenever he is, it seems he has moved on. I will rest in the cave. You make your way inside the cave and find a dark and safe corner. Removing your pack on the rocks, you try to settle despite the cold. The burns on your body make it hard to get truly comfortable. I will not eat more. I'm healthy. I'll close my eyes. You close your eyes and let your tiredness overtake you. You seem guarded here, and you do not dream. You reach the northern plains and found two new clues. Is that it? When morning comes, you step back out into the empty plain. Sunlight falls into the cave mouth, picking out the message carved on the wall. You stride forwards. I think I went here in the present and not the past, right? But I could shine the beacon this way to really mess up and go there before the witch came, right? I'll go visit the tree. It has been suggested that I should do that. You head out across the grassland. The air stirs a little, still cold, but at least fresh. You swat at pestering flies and midges. The dead tree you saw here earlier is now a young, strong sapling. In its shadow a woman sits cross-legged with open eyes. I'll look at the woman, maybe I'll recognize her. Probably not. Giant's tooth! Oh, steal the tooth. No, but I might ask for it. You watch the woman for a moment. She is breathing in and out slowly and murmuring under her breath. Perhaps she is praying. Around her neck she wears what looks like a giant's tooth on a leather string. A fleet of long, thin birds swoop and career overhead. Shouldn't that be careen overhead? Snatching flies from the steamy air. I'll greet the woman. No, I'll look at the tree. The tree is relatively young, fresh and strong, as though it had been only planted a few minutes before. It is hard to believe this is the same tree that you see before, so tall and so very dead, but the position is the same. I'll greet the woman. You approach the meditating woman and cough quietly. Greetings. The woman sniffs twice, then opens one eye, then shakes her head sadly. You're meant to be over there, she says, pointing a little way to the east, but the fishy smell rather gave it away. What do you mean? Has she seen this before? Did she know I was coming? Have I come from the wrong direction? What do you mean? She shakes her head, opening her other eye. No matter. They tell me I will get better at divination with practice. She offers her hand. I'll take it and shake it. You shake her hand and she laughs. Oh, how very formal. Well met, stranger. My name is Elfira. Welcome to Ishtara, the land of peace and plenty. You are Elfira? You demand, remembering the old woman in the cave on the cliff. You have heard of me, perhaps, she replies and blushes slightly. I'm flattered. We have met before. You reply. She nods politely. Will you sit with me a while? Absolutely. Look, I could ask if she can help, but if I sit, she's likely to offer. Oh, no! You sit down on the long grass opposite her. She smiles at you. I need to practice my third eye, she says, tapping what appears to be a small gem stuck to her forehead. Perhaps we could play. And reaching into a pocket, she produces a handful of small stones. What, swindle stones? You ask. She looks amused. Swindle stones? My teacher has used that name before, but that is not what we call them here. These are mind stones. I try to read your thoughts as you try to read mine. Will you play? Someone stole my telepathy skull cap. You can read minds? You ask wearily. She shakes her head. No, I'm learning, but the sense is weak with me. Please help me practice. What's the stake? You ask. She sighs. She laughs. Perhaps if you win, I will give you the dice. How's that? Someone stole my telepathy skullcap. Theoretically, to prevent me from casting that very spell. Oh, you begin to cast upward to the stars when Elfira catches your arm. Please, this is not a game of magic, but a game of inner sense. She taps the centre of her forehead. Very well, I will play. But she'll probably win. I'll play, you declare. Elfira smiles. Thank you. You will find me a serviceable opponent, I hope. Elfira counts out 4 dice each and waves at you to bid. Uh-oh. Okay. I'll start with make a bet. Yeah. So you live out here. I came this way earlier. It was a wasteland. You call this place Ishtara. I thought this place was called the Baklands. I could go straight up to... Tell me about the totem north of here. Let's... So you live out here. Clear your mind. Not in the prairie. I live nearby. Freeze. She's confident. I'm going to... Oh, bugger. Are there many people here? She's going to call it. I am seeing... Oh, she's really... Look at that. That face is crazy. A whole world's worth. Why, stranger, the sun has put its heat inside your skull, I fear. Call... Yeah, look, we don't have that. Only 2 twos. Elvira wins the round. Well, she didn't have any. Your mind is very confusing. I should be able to see it clearly into it, but I can't. I'm glad you can't, and I'm going to escalate that to 2 frees. Let me think. That's not very generous of you. 3 ones. What's it like to see into minds? 3 frees, so she didn't escalate to 3 frees. Interesting. One moment. When a mind is clear, it is like swimming in a river. When a mind is muddy, well, let's call it and see. Ha! There are 3 frees. The round is mine. Oof. Right. So here's a tricky one, right? If I go straight to... Hang on, I go 1 free, she goes... If I go 1 4, she goes 2 4s. I go 3 4s. She goes 4 4s. I have to go 5 4s or call it. I think 2 4s may be the way to go here. I have no idea what she's rolled. She probably has no 4s. So if I go 2 4s... I found a strange tower near here. Clear your mind. It is a beacon. There is nothing strange about it. 2 1s. Okay. Does she think I have a 1? Does she have 2 1s? I'm going to escalate to 3. To 2 4. Wait, did I? I went for a single 4. I was... damn it. Okay. It's the only stone building here. I will try to see. In the fields, yes, but our village has many stone buildings. 3 1s. I don't think she has 3 1s. I think she has 2 1s. I think she thinks I have 1 1. But I'm going to escalate to 3 4s. Clear your mind. Call! Yeah, she didn't believe it possible. Neither did I, to be honest. Oh, there are 4 4s. The round is yours. Excellent. So, in the past, when I met her in the future, she remembers me as the man who beat her at Swindlestones? I hope that's not the case. I hope she remembers something much more positive from our encounter. I have lots of questions. 1 4. Well, I'm fairly new here, so 2 1s. Let me think. I think she's going to... Oh. I cannot answer all your questions. I am only young. 2 4s. Do I believe she has 2 4s? Do I think I should call it? I think it's a little early for that. She's not going for 1. She's harping good on the 4s. I think I have to call it and just hope. I appreciate your help, but I'm going to call it. Oh, there's only 1 4. I get to win. Excellent. I feel sorry for her now. I'm doing very well. I'll start with a 1. Clear your mind. I'll raise that to a 4. Okay, 2 1s. I will try to see. Here's a bid. 2 4s. Girl, I'm just going to call it right now. It's impossible for us to have 2 4s. You only have 1 die. There's only 1 4. The game is mine. And now she's going to be the bloody dice. Elvira laughs. You have a challenging mind, she declares. Maybe play again. I don't know. I mean, I could get some clues, but... Can I play for the Giant's Tooth? In notice? Okay. I don't mind if she wins this one, but okay. I'll go for a 2. When I came this way earlier, it was a wasteland. Clear your mind. A wasteland? This is a land of plenty and peace, a 4. Well, I don't understand what's changed. 2 4s. Poor traveller, you must be weary. 3 1s. There's some magic at play here. I'm going to risk 3 2s. And she's going to probably call it. Cool! I think she's going to win this round. Ah, 3 2s. Okay. Alright, one moment. You've come through Khare? Yes, I have. 2 what? 2 2s. Let me think. It's such a small place. Shadrach says it will be important, but I doubt it. Lady, I can see why you're having trouble learning about divination, if you're so full of doubt. Well, not so important. I'll escalate to 3 2s. One moment. Cool. She just looks totally crazy, like this big eye staring out of her forehead. It's like, Rah! Face. It actually reminds me frequently, this image, of the cover of Beneath Nightmare Castle, which is a great game book, by the way. Lady, I hate to say it, but I think I've beat you again. Okay. Ooh, let's see. I'm going to go straight in on 2 4s. Oh, no. I'll go 3 4s. That's 2 4s. I played a game like this in Khare, but that's not a... I'll go for a 3. You called this place Ishtara. I thought this place was called the Baklands. Clear your mind. This place is Ishtara, and I've never heard of the Baklands. Not as a real place, at least. 2 1s. How far does Ishtara extend? 2 3s. Yeah, I'll go for 2 4s. Straight in on 2 4s there. I am seeing... Ishtara is the entire ancient world. It does not end. Call. 2 4s. Round is mine. One moment. Let me see. A 3. I think I know exactly what you have there. I'll go for 2 1s. Let's try this. Let me think. I bid 2 3s. I'm going to call it right there. I think you're wrong. There's only 1 3. The game is mine. Elvira laughs. Your thoughts are deep, she declares. Another game? No more. I think that's enough. You reply, shaking your head. I'm growing tired. She nods, gathering up the dice. She drops them into your palm. Here, take these, she declares. You will have better use of them than I. I foresee as much. I want to give them back. I don't want to play Swindle Stones anymore. But I may have good use of them in the future. Especially, oh god, in book 4, in book 4, there's a rather nice encounter with a Chaos Warrior in an office sitting behind a desk, and he's got a picture on the wall or on the desk of like him and his family, and you, if you've seen the picture before, you can ask him about it, and if you haven't, this seems like a Swindlestone situation. I'd better take him just to be on the safe side. You thank her and drop the dice into your pack. She nods and gets to her feet. I must be going, she says. Travel well, come and visit me if you will. She waves in the direction of the cliff you came down when you entered the Baklands, but quite why is not clear. Then she hurries away. I'll look around. With the woman gone, you look around the plain. South and west, the great fault line of the cliff shields out the sky, and at its top it seems as dark as night. North, the grass stretches away towards the distant flashing line of the river. You turn your attention back to the landscape. I am going this way. I am going this way. I'm going back to the cave, and this should be going into the future again. You walk across the plain until you join an old road. The rising winds tug at your hair and cloak. The flagstones of the old road are barely visible under a layer of dust. You continue on your journey. Well, guess where I'm going? This feels like a stupid idea, but I want to see. You follow the road back to the edge of the cliff. The sun is hot now. The grass meadow ends by the cliff base, and the carved stone steps that lead away from the Baklands. I'm going up the steps. Once more, you climb your way up the stairs. And halfway up, they were neither up nor down. You clamber up the carved rock. Then about halfway up, you pause to rest near the entrance to the cave. The steps continue in both directions, otherwise you could return to the cave, which is absolutely what I am going to do. The cave is a shallow niche, carved by wind, barely tall enough for you to stand and not deep enough for you to turn a circle with your arms stretched out. The far wall is a stack of tumbled stone. I will head inside and see if she is still here. The cave continues further back into semi-darkness. Well, I'll cast a spell. Sun spell, I think. No S's. No need to open a door. How? It's a cave. F. I don't need to float. Count as rock, though. B. Big. May help if the situation changes so much, but D, B, F. Oh, two Fs. Fog. Or Foff. I don't believe either of those will be necessary. I think I've explored all the options. I'll examine the walls. You look around the cave, but a few subtle marks on the wall are all that is left of Elfira's pegs and hooks from which she hung her pans and cloves and tools. Things with 6 legs and things with more crawl from cracks in the rock and cover your boots. I don't have the insect repellent spell. Didn't I have a partial spell? Did I get a look at partial spell? Did she show me that? I can't remember. I don't think she did. I don't think there were clues in book 1, so I don't think I know the partial spell. I believe I should Wait! I'm a wally. Where are we? Is it Yap? Yes. Is communicate. No. I need to control them. And make them get off my feet. But I don't think that's going to massively help. So. Dim. It's not dim, is it? No. Yob. Yum. Law? It's law. Is law available? It is not. Big, foff, fall, hot. Same options. I'll go deeper into the cave. You venture deeper into the cave. You never know. I mean, Elfira is no longer here. Ha! The back of the cave is heavy with dust and dirt. You can barely see a thing so far as the mouth. In one corner something glimmers beneath a layer of dust. A crystal orb. I will take the crystal orb. You pick up the orb cautiously and turn it over in your hands. It has survived intact and still maintains its inner luster. It is a most valuable object, and the knowledge that it has most likely been used for frequent divination only makes it more powerful still. You place it carefully in your pack, and now I'm going to leave the cave. I'm just going to get out. Get out. I don't think I can find anything else particularly useful here that I haven't found already. You head back towards the cave mouth before things get any worse, like the roof caves in on me. You return to the main area of the cave. Still leaving. You turn to leave the cave once more, but there is no way down. The staircase down the cliff face has fallen away once more. A snake slithers out of a crack in the back wall of the cave. Yeah, see, I've got spells. I want to ignore it and hope it ignores me. Or stand back. Stand back. You stand back warily in case it should attack, but it does not. It disappears into another crack in the stone. Now, jump out of the cave, not before casting a spell. F-A-L. Aha! You cast the spell, lightening your body weight to a mere fraction of normal, and then I will leap from the cave mouth. There are no steps outside the cave mouth. There is no choice but to jump. Well, guess what I'm doing? Where do I jump to? Oh, right. Falling. I am magically light and should take little damage as I plummet or drift gently down. You jump and drift gently down to the valley floor. Your weight returns and you settle gradually back down on the ground. The grass meadow ends by the cliff base and the carved stone steps that lead away from the Baklands. I will not climb the steps again. You turn your eyes back to the plain. I am wanting to visit this now. Follow the cliff? No. I'll just go here instead. You set off across the prairie. The sun is dropping down to the west. It will be dark soon. You march on. Absolutely. I want to find a place to rest where the fire serpent can attack me. You make your slow way across the verdant grassland. The sun is now in the lowest quarter of the sky. Soon it will be dark. From behind you a voice says, "Excuse me? This has happened before, but not here, elsewhere. Are we about to meet the thief?" I turn around. Hey! You whip around to find a small boy holding an orb of crystal in his hands. He pushes it towards you. Where did you get that? You dropped it, the boy says. While I believe he probably is a thief, I will thank him. You nod your head in thanks. The boy smiles and puts the orb in your hands. Then he steps back and waits for something. I'll offer him a reward. I'll talk to him. You squat down onto your ankles to be more at the boy's level. He is clearly local and is likely to know a lot about the area. What do you know about the thief? Where are you from? You ask the boy. Khare, he replies, to your surprise. But I run errands, all the way to Mampang sometimes. Khare is small, it's not a city, it's like a village, it's still growing up, right? And where is Mampang? Across the marsh, over the bridge near the lake, he answers. You can run there in about a day. The idea that this boy can run across the entire of the Baklands is startling. This is the most dangerous land you know. Well, it will be in the future. The boy is starting to look twitchy. How might I cross Lake Ilklala? You continue, thinking ahead. You can usually get a ride on a fishing boat, the boy replies, if you don't mind dawdling while they catch their fish. The boy hops from foot to foot. What do you know of the 7 serpents? Probably nothing. Mampang might not even exist yet at this point. Nothing, he shrugs. Sounds like one of Shadrach's stories. The boy smiles quickly. I have to go now. I really have to go. Why? I'm in a hurry, he answers uninformatively. Without another word, you turn and move away. The boy takes off at a sprint, disappears in the other direction across the... Oh, for bastard's sake! It is only later you realise he has somehow swiped the sun jewel from your pack. Why am I constantly being robbed in this place? That's very annoying. You continue to walk. You walk on across the waste and... Oh! Didn't someone mention the fact that, like, near the beginning of Book 3... in the Inkle version, there's a merchant who can sell you all the spell components? Has he literally been stealing all of them from me in the past so that he can sell them to me in the future? You walk on across the waste until you meet the edge of an old road. Darkness closes in. You should find a suitable spot to sleep, especially after walking all day without eating. The road has changed below your feet. It is all but impossible to follow. Where the stone totem once stood is nothing but featureless dirt. The fissure yawns a short distance to the north. You stride onwards. To the tower! The road curves gently as you follow it. The first few stars appear. I don't care, I'm going to the tower. You step off the road and walk across the suddenly grassy fields that have somehow replaced the plain that was here before. You're back at the base of the shadowy tower. Close by you hear the sound of rushing water. I want to climb up and use the crystal. You climb up the tower once more. Right. Please, dear tower, let me do this thing. Touch the blue crystal. Rise up from the ground and teleport and rest. Hopefully I'll be allowed to rest. The fall from the sky is just as terrifying as before, but you land safely once again. It takes a moment for you to regain your breath. Incredible! I should have shone the beacon over here. Oh well. I will make a move. Can I rest here? You walk away from the tumbled stones. Well then, this way. You carry on tramping across the endless dusty plains, and the land seems to die with every step. The night air is cold. The air is like ice. There is nowhere here to shelter or rest. You continue on your way through the dark. This is going to be I want to go here! I want to go here. A little light glows in the east. The ground here is broken, dry mud. Deep cracks and uneven surfaces make it slow going to walk across. I will look at the broken earth. The deep fissures and layers of mud catch your eye. It is as though the whole plain had been held high in the air and dropped. It must have been very fertile land once. In a few cracks, thick clumps of grass still manage to grow. You swing your foot through one and it hits something quite solid. I'll look closer. Squatting down on your heels, you look more closely. Inside a particularly thick clump of grass, you spy something dry, grey and round. I'll clear the grass aside, preferably with the tip of my sword and not with my hand. You begin to part the grass and reveal a familiar shape. A human skull, its upper jaw set into the soil. It is almost lost beneath the thick grass that grows from the top of the skull. I will look at the skull. The skull appears intact. No wounds or injuries. It is only lightly buried. A little soil spills between the lower front teeth. The eye sockets stare through the thick green grass that covers the scalp. I'll pry the skull free, or lever it free. Pry it through my hands, lever it through with my sword. Much safer for my hands, hope I don't damage my sword. You draw your sword and slip it under the skull, then lever hard. The skull flips up into the air with a snap and lands nearby. A short bony stake is left in the ground. Is it the spine? I'll look at it. Cast a spell. This is starting to feel like some kind of trap or something where I should maybe not pry... Ah! Resurrect. If only I had holy water, I could... That would be really nice. W? No W. You're not... Okay, G... Not gonna help here. If I had holy water, that'd be great. S... Sus. I do suspect danger. Looking at the constellations overhead, you craft the spell and a quiet voice enters your mind. The voice assures you there is no danger here at all. Then the spell fades. I will look at the stake in the ground. You poke the stake in the ground. It is a short, stubby neck bone. Someone was buried here. I'll leave the skull. I might need to come back here. You leave the skull be. Whatever it is doing out here, you're happy not knowing about it. I'll rest here. Come on, fire snake. It is not the most comfortable place to rest, especially with the body in the ground beside you, but it will suffice. You have eaten nothing today. Didn't I eat a handful of... Oh no, that was yesterday. I have rations. I'll eat something. You eat the forest berries and feel much better for it. Then you lie back and try to forget your troubles. Your dreams quickly become nightmares. There is a rope around your neck growing tighter. The king of Analand stands before you, cursing you for your failure. You were sent for the crown, he spits, but instead you wandered the wilderness like a fool. Look, I had to find the 7 serpents. You open your mouth to explain, but you cannot speak. You cannot even find words to breathe. I will vow to do better. Come on, fire snake, attack me while I rest. Despair snake? You make a whispering vow through your crushed windpipe to do better, to serve better, but with the words comes the crushing sense that you cannot hope to succeed. You know it, and so does the king, and the rope around your neck both tightens and grows thicker until it is like an arm crooked at your throat. Your eyes flick open, a despair snake is wrapped around your throat, breathing its miserable breath into your eyes. I will cast a spell. Law? Give me law. K? Kin? Well, I can't do that. Oh, I'm going to have, like, none of the spell items I need here, am I? Doze. Slowness. That might help me to free myself from it. Rock. Rock. Rock snake. No stone dust. I have no skull cap. It was stolen from me. That would have been really useful right now to project the despair and depression back at it. Pop? An explosion? I don't think that's a good idea. Hot? Again, fireball. I'd probably be caught in the blast. I think we're going to have to go clumsy snake. You turn the starlight into alignment around you, and the moment the spell takes effect, the serpent begins to slow down to a fraction of its previous speed. You draw your sword. The snake leaps back from you, baring its fangs. Well, it's slower now. Go for a 5.2. Yeah. Bloody... Well, it didn't defend. The despair snake shifts slowly in the air between you, and you feel quite dispirited. You slash out, thinking maybe to cut. At least you might sever its head as it tries to ease itself away. You're just able to catch it as a passing cut. It lifts up, baring its mighty fangs. You know it to be an impossible enemy. You cannot hope to survive, so I will blatantly defend. Oh, good. It can't go over a 4.5, you say? You curl up into a crouch. The despair snake uses its slow tail like a hammer. You haul yourself away. It disappears into the shadows. So it's either being very defensive or it's coming in for a super sneaky attack. It used lots of its energy. I'll go for like a 2. Yes. You wait as the despair snake shifts foolishly, exposing its belly. Then you attack sadly. You chop a side blow. It's pathetic, really, but it's all you have. Although it recoils, it is too slow. The despair snake lashes out wildly, and you are filled with a sense of melancholy, longing. It slinks away. Can I get a killer? Kill. 2? Oh, bugger. The despair snake is retreating. Of course, but you manage to more or less keep pace. You swipe at the air with your sword. For what good it will do. Your blade hits home, but it cannot slide away quite fast enough. The despair snake is moving more like a slug now, but you can't help feeling it seems quite pathetic. It raises itself and displays its vicious jaw. It will leave you alone. You're surely beneath it. It can come in bigger than this. And it did. Then the despair snake is oozing across the rock towards you with an unstoppable fixation. You try a cut across its body, but of course it catches the blow with its hard tail tip. Then it bashes you with a soft flick of its body, and its deadly teeth come for your eyes, catching a long bloody gash down your face. Your head is spinning, and the sweat is pouring down your face. You must look awful. It spits and coils up, and you lose track of it, but then again, what does it matter where it is? Can I... That's not much, but it should be enough. Yes! 3? For a 1.8 and a 1... For a 0.1 difference? You try to keep going as the snake winds away. With the tip of your blade, you aim to skewer the despair snake to the very ground where you might leave it. With a final heartfelt sigh, the despair snake falls to the ground and promptly expires as though simply giving in. You suddenly feel much, much better. 3 stamina loss, competent combat. Okay, nice. You gasp with relief. As you clean your blade on the skin of the split snake, something falls out of its belly. It is a key. Well, I'm having that. You look over the key. Aside from the snake blood running along the teeth, it is a normal enough iron key. The snake must have swallowed it at some point and been stuck with it ever since. You pick it up, wipe it clean, and put it in your pack. It is unlikely you'll find the lock it opens, but if you do, it will be a most pleasant surprise. The cold night closes in over you, and you try to sleep. You ran out of provisions and met Elfira the Mystic again. You get to your feet and brush the dust away. You march forwards. Forwards into the next episode, but that, I feel, will have to wait for next time, because I've played for quite long enough here. I hope you've all enjoyed this. Oh, look at that! I'm going straight for that then. I'm going to have you, serpent. I don't suppose there's any others on the map for me to... Ooh, that looked briefly like it. Yeah, well, I'm going to leave this episode here. I hope you've all enjoyed this one, and I do look forward to seeing you all in the very next one. I'm going to say goodbye for now, though, and see you all next time. Cheerio. Oh, is that my moon serpent? I don't have my sun gem anymore because some bugger nicked it. Great. Well, see you all next time.